Last time on Sasquatch.
Just a few more feet now, and I'll be at that door. Hopefully it isn't locked. Please be unlocked. Oh my God. Place I find miles from nowhere that I could get some shelter from this storm, and it's already been claimed by a bloody family of Sasquatch, and they've even put a fire in there to keep warm. How in the blazes did they... No, this can't be real. I must be dreaming. Well, pardon me for intruding. I'll just be on my way. You can have this place. I'm sure there's another one just out there somewhere.
Wait. Do not leave this place. Come, share the warmth of our fire. We will not harm you.
What? Did I hear that right? He's talking to me. Through my mind.
This is a place of shelter and safety for us, but it is clear that you are in need of the same.
Yes. I'm freezing to death. Not to mention terrified.
You need not fear us. Yes, our size and strength are intimidating. And yes, there are those among our people who are mean and evil. But we here are a gentle people.
Well, if you're going to attack me or tear me limb from limb, I suppose you would have done it by now. See by the light of the fire, your eyes are not like an animal, but like a human. I see intelligence and wisdom in your eyes.
Of course.
And I see a peace as well. Like you truly care. And my fear is gone.
Then stay with us. Share our fire and our food. If it is too cold for us, then it is too cold for you.
Well, time to check on our family. Last night was extremely cold. I hope they did okay in here. Hey, wait a minute. There's tracks leading up to the barn door. And they're boot prints. Who in the Sam Hill got in here last night?
Human. People.
What in tarnation is going on here? I am so confused. Excuse me? Charlie? Charlie Holmes?
Yes, sir?
I'm Captain Willis of the Brooksdale Police Department.
Police department? But I'm innocent! Somebody stole my identity and I had to leave my home and go on the run. I didn't do anything, but I was just minding my own business when...
Settle down. I'm not here to haul you away or anything of the kind. It's me, Captain Jim Willis.
Oh, it's you. It's so dim in here I couldn't make out who you were. Oh, that's a big relief.
Although I'm very curious what it is you're referring to. Stolen identity?
It's a long story.
You'll have to tell me about it sometime. In the meantime, I'm the caretaker of this property, and I've given this family of Sasquatch the barn to stay in for the winter, to protect them from the severe cold.
No kidding? You mean I'm not out here in the middle of nowhere and miles from civilization?
No, not at all. In fact, you're about 2 miles from Brooksdale.
No, means I was just going in circles all night long. That storm took away all my landmarks. I had no idea where I was going or where anything was. I can't believe I ended up almost right back where I started.
Hey, it's all right. Happens to the best of us.
So, you say you're the caretaker here. Does that mean you invited them here?
Exactly. 5 of us were recently given a dream, and it led us to this territory where we were met by Shellkongga here. That's when he told us they needed a place to stay. Their 2 kids over there are too young to be able to survive this kind of cold. So that's how they came to be here.
Well, I guess that's what I get for leaving the country. I miss all the fun stuff.
So how did you happen to find this barn? It's so well hidden, nobody ever finds it back here.
Well, like I said, someone in my country stole my identity after I found out some things they didn't want anyone to know. So, when the police there finally catch up, they're going to be coming after me. So I was just told by my boss to either hide or disappear. So that's what I was doing. I left my home, and basically removed my name and any evidence of existence from society. I've only been on the run for a few days now, but when the storm hit, it caught me off guard and, well, I was just wandering around out there, freezing to death, looking for a way to get warm. And that's when I found this place. Of course, when I opened the door, I was met with the big guy here. I was going to leave, but he invited me to stay. It was the strangest thing. I never knew they could talk to us through telepathy.
Yes, it's a very common thing. It's their main way of communicating with us. What time did you get here last night?
Oh, I have no idea. I've been wandering around for days, not knowing or caring, to be honest, what time it is. I had a watch, but it quit running after my second day out there.
And speaking of communicating, I couldn't help but overhear your little English lesson you were teaching them. I've been trying that with other Sasquatch for years, made very little progress. How did you manage to get them to speak like that?
Well, we were just sitting around the fire and I started to sort of talk to myself. When all at once, the big guy here started repeating a couple of words I'd said. So I started saying them more clearly, and he started repeating them even more. Then the female got into it too. Pretty soon they were all repeating all kinds of words. Human, people, food, water, house. Man, it's really amazing how well they can pick up words and repeat them.
I think you've made more progress with these 2 in the last few hours than I've made in some of the others in 5 years. I'm very impressed.
But, now what do I do?
What do you mean?
Well, what I mean is, after my identity was stolen, I had to go on the run. And until they find the guy who did it, I'm basically trying to hide from the authorities. From people like you. But now that I've been discovered, do I just stay here? Hiding out with a family of Sasquatches for days, weeks or months or maybe even years? Just, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go?
Morning, Dad.
Morning, Jerry. That was quite a storm we had last night.
Well, you got that right. I had to get up early just to shovel my driveway. I had 2 feet of snow and a layer of ice under it all. Then on top of that, the plows left a big old snowdrift blocking me from getting out of the driveway, and I had to shovel that too.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Then between my house and the lab, I saw no less than a dozen trees down. One of them even fell across the road, and I had to take a detour just to get here. I'm just glad this thing has 4-wheel drive. I never would have made it here without it.
Yeah, same here. I saw a few downed trees too. Looks like quite a mess out there.
Now, what do you suppose they're doing up there? After the storm last night, I can't imagine anybody just sightseeing.
They probably belong to the Forest Service, and they are most likely surveying some of the storm damage. Well, let's leave them to their business, and let's get inside where it's warm. The thermometer on the door says it's -10 right now.
Brr. Just hearing that number made me colder.
So how's AnnaBelle handling the cold?
Well, last night about 11, when it hit about 5 degrees outside, she finally changed from shorts to long pants and made herself a cup of hot chocolate. So I guess that's a sign of her limit.
I knew she had to have a limit somewhere.
Yeah, she does, but hers is a lot lower than mine. When it got down to about 20 degrees last night, I had to put my heavy coat on and my fur hat to go outside to get something, and all she could do was just stand there laughing at me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just before I walked out the door, she looked at me one last time and said, "Hope you don't melt out there." But now with her feeling a bit frigid, she probably won't be saying those kinds of things to me anymore.
No, probably not. Hello, Professor Daltin speaking.
Hello, Professor Daltin. This is Jim Phillips with the Siskiyou County Forest Service Department.
Good morning, Jim. Cold enough for you?
Boy, is it ever. I haven't seen it this cold in 20 years.
Yeah, last night was a 5-blanket night for sure. What can I do for you?
Well, we've got a situation that's a bit of a challenge here, and we're not too sure what to do about it.
Yeah, what you got?
Well, a couple of our chopper pilots were doing some early morning flights to check out some of the storm damage, mainly looking for stranded people or downed trees, stuff like that. And, one of them spotted something about 10 miles due west of Brooksdale, right in the middle of Dead Man's Canyon. He said it was the craziest thing he'd ever seen.
Well, what was it?
He said he didn't want to get any closer than about 100 feet from it because of how close the canyon walls come to each other. There's not much extra room for a chopper to get in there, and he was afraid if he tried going any closer, he and that chopper would end up in a whole lot of little pieces. So, he told me
It
that...
sounds like you're stalling. What exactly is it that you're trying not to tell me?
Professor, there's some kind of creature down there. It's absolutely huge. About 9 feet from what the pilot could tell. Covered in dark hair.
Sounds like a typical Sasquatch. So, what's the problem?
Well, it's, you see, it's...
Come on, spit it out. There's nothing you can say about them that's gonna surprise me.
Okay. Whatever this thing is trapped under a fallen tree. The pilot spotted it this morning.
I see.
But it's in a location nobody can get to. Like I said, the canyon walls are so close together, there's very little room for a chopper to get in there. And even if we could get in...
Yeah, go on.
Even if we could get in, nobody has the guts to get close to it. The pilot says he looked at it through the binoculars and... Professor, that thing had the most hideous evil eyes. I mean, if looks could kill, our pilot would be history.
Uh-huh.
But there's one more thing that's even worse.
Yeah, what's that?
When the pilot had gotten as low as he dared, he said he made eye contact with it. And when he did, it made the loudest, most god-awful noise he'd ever heard. He said it was so loud, when the shock wave from the sound hit the chopper, he could feel it move. That's when he turned tail and flew out of there like a bat out of hell.
How long ago was all this?
Less than 30 minutes ago.
Mr. Phillips, you tell your people to back up and don't do anything. I have a plan and I know just the person who can make it happen. But we have to act fast.
A Sasquatch trapped under a tree between two canyon walls with a narrow entryway? You bet I can, but who's going to be the brave soul to get lowered down on a rope to get him all secured?
I think Jerry would be perfect for the occasion.
Are you sure about that? He wasn't exactly Mr. Confident last time I saw him.
Never mind all that. Time's a-wasting. Let's get on the stick here and make this happen.
Okay. All I have to do is attach a good strong rope and a large bassinet to the chopper, and I'll be on my way.
How soon can you be here?
Well, it's a good thing I didn't go very far since the last time I was there. How's 20 minutes sound?
That sounds perfect. Michael, I can't believe you actually made it here this fast.
Just lucky, I guess. I just happened to be in the neighborhood.
Well, Jerry's all ready to go. Believe it or not, he's the best man for the job.
Well, I sure hope so. With no practice of training runs, this could get very ugly very quickly out there. Because with this kind of mission, if anything goes wrong, there are no do-overs. We get one chance, and one chance only, to make this work.
He'll be just fine. Jerry, you ready?
You bet.
Michael, when you get there, you give me a call.
You be careful out there, okay? I want you back in one piece.
I'll be just fine.
There's no telling how long that Sasquatch
I love
will be
you.
trapped into that tree.
I love you too.
Not even sure he's alive.
Okay, let's hit it.
They call me mellow yellow, white fright sleep. They call me mellow yellow, white fright sleep. They call me mellow yellow. They call me mellow yellow, white fright sleep. They call me mellow yellow, white fright sleep. They call me mellow yellow.
So, how have you been since our trip to Ohio?
I've been doing great. I've been through a couple of major changes over the last few months.
Does one of them have anything to do with bravery?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it does. I recently had a little chat with a Sasquatch.
You talked to a Sasquatch?
Well, not out loud, but through what they call mind speak, or thought transfer. He told me that they had been watching me ever since I was a little kid. And they'd even been protecting me all the way up to now.
Is that right?
Now, I know they watched me and all that, but I had no idea just how much they actually cared for and protected me. So now, knowing that, it was like I'm suddenly out from under that cloud of fear I'd been under all my life. Now I don't feel any of that what if this and what if that anymore. It's like I'm suddenly fearless now. Not to the point of doing something stupid like jumping off cliffs and other crazy stuff like that, but just a feeling of confidence that I never had before.
So you're kind of like a whole new person then?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I'm still the same Jerry Hansen who loves ding-dongs and can still not know what to do in certain situations, and yeah, I can still make the same old mistakes, but I'm just not scared anymore.
Now, you said there were a couple of things. What's the other one?
The other thing is, I'm in love.
You are? Since when?
Well, you remember AnnaBelle Adams from Ohio, don't you? The one who I stayed with after you left to go drop the HR-75?
Yeah, I remember her.
Well, we sort of hit it off, as they say. We had dinner together each night and discovered a lot of common ground between us. And her stories about growing up with the grassman over there in Ohio were so captivating. I could listen to her talk about that for hours.
So how did she come to be here in California?
Well, a few days after we got back here, she up and called me one night and told me how miserable she was with no grassman around anymore.
Hello?
Jerry, it's AnnaBelle.
Hey, hi there. I was hoping to hear from you soon. How you doing?
I don't know. Kinda down, I guess.
Why? What's wrong?
I don't know. Life just isn't the same here now that the grassmen are gone. And it isn't like they're gonna come right back just because it rained and the fires are out. With the forest completely destroyed, there's just no place for them to live anymore. And to be totally honest, it's really kind of lonely without them. That's how much a part of my life they were.
Oh, AnnaBelle, I'm really sorry about that. Like you said, they were family to you.
Yeah, exactly. And without them, it's just depressing. Without them around, it's just not worth staying here anymore. I feel like pulling up stakes and moving.
Where would you go?
Wherever they are. Wherever I can find more of them, I guess.
How far are you willing to move?
As far as it takes, I guess. But I also have to be able to find a job, too.
Well, let me ask you something. Are you willing to give up news reporting altogether?
And do what?
Well, I know of a particular research lab with a few people who would give their right arm to have someone with your amount of knowledge and ability to connect and communicate with the grassman. Of course, in their part of the country, they have a different name for them, but hey, what's in a name? On top of all that, the pay is good, and I just happen to know the guy who runs the place personally. In fact, he's kind of like a father to me.
Oh my god, Jerry, are you serious?
Nevermore. What do you think?
I think it's terrific. I would love it. But don't you have to talk to him first?
I know exactly what he's going to say. That is the craziest, off-the-wall, harebrained idea I think I've ever heard. And I love it. And that's the whole story. She was here a few days later, and the rest, as they say, is history.
So you got yourself a girl. I did see her before we took off earlier. I wasn't sure who she was until I saw you two kiss, and then I kind of figured it out. Well, congratulations, buddy. I hope it lasts a long time.
So how close are we now?
Dead Man's Canyon is coming up in about another 5 miles. Oh, by the way, I have a newfangled radio communications thingy you can use. It's a voice-activated, hands-free device, so you don't need to push any buttons to talk to me while you're on the ground. That way you can have both hands free to work while you're down there.
Alrighty. So how's this rescue going to play out anyway?
Well, from what I hear, there's a tree on top of him, so the first thing we'll do is get that off of him. I have 300 feet of rope on board that you can use to tie around it, and then I can lift it off of him. Then, once it's off and I move over a few feet, you can untie it. I also have what they call a bassinet underneath the chopper. It's made for carrying large and heavy pieces of equipment, and it has great big straps that I can wrap around just about anything. Much like when you put a quarter in one of those machines that you used to claw to try to grab a toy or a stuffed animal.
Yeah, I remember those. I failed at every single one of those things. I must have spent $50 in quarters through my whole childhood trying to get that claw to pick up a toy. But it just never worked for me.
Well, this one's a lot more dependable. It has 10 huge flexible steel straps all covered in Velcro. So when it wraps around whatever the object we're picking up, there is no chance of the straps coming loose.
How do you know the straps are going to go all the way around without getting snagged on anything?
That's where the man on the ground comes in, and that's you, buddy. You're going to keep an eye on those straps and make sure each and every one of them is wrapping around him properly. And once they're around him, they'll automatically tighten around him when I start pulling it up. Kind of like pulling the drawstring on a trash bag. It just closes right up around whatever's inside.
Sounds pretty high-tech.
Yeah, it is. I've had several opportunities to use, and it works like a charm.
There's only one big difference, though. This is the first time ever you'll be trying to pick up a living being with it. That's going to be just a little different, don't you think?
Yeah, that's called the unknown factor. Sometimes there are things we just can't anticipate. Well, here we are, Dead Man's Canyon. They gave me the coordinates of his location. It should be just around here. See these two canyon walls right here?
Yeah, I see them. That looks pretty narrow.
Nah, piece of cake.
Okay, if you say so.
Okay, so we're just about ready to send you down there.
All right, but I have a question. Getting the tree off of him and getting him secured inside the bassinet is all well and good, but once that's done, where do we take him?
I think we're about to get the answer to that question right now. That's the Professor calling. Hello, Michael McGraw here.
Michael, how are things going?
We're just arriving at Dead Man's Canyon right now. Our target's about 300 yards ahead of us.
Well, after you get him free and settled into that whatchamacallit, you need to fly him about 2 miles north of Brooksdale over Garrison Drive. Try to avoid flying over any populated areas if you can. The last thing we need is for a bunch of people looking up and seeing a Sasquatch hanging off a chopper.
Yeah, true. No need to draw a lot of unnecessary attention.
Exactly. And when you see a big open field, you'll see a long driveway leading to the house, and there's a huge barn back behind the trees. You need to lower him down and land him as close to that barn as possible. Jerry's been there before, so he knows right where it is.
Okie dokie, Cantaloupe. Okay, we have the target in sight. I'd better let you go so we can focus on our job here.
Okay, good luck. Talk to you soon.
You bet. Squatch Copter 1 out. Okay, Jerry, are you all secured?
Yep, all my latches are latched, my hooks are hooked, and I'm ready to fly.
Boy, I still can't believe how different you are from the last time. It's like nothing phases you now.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you trade in your fear for peace. I really can't explain it.
Well, I, for one, am glad to see the change. Okay, here we are. I can see why nobody wanted to try this. Not everyone can do this kind of precision flying. According to my readout here, I'll have about 18 inches of extra space to play in down there. It's going to be tight, but it'll work. You all set?
Yeah, let's do this thing.
Okay, we're over the target right now. It doesn't look like he's moving at all. If he's unconscious, it might make your job a whole lot easier.
We can only hope.
Okay, so open the door and start unreeling that rope down until you have about 25 feet extra on the ground. That tree looks pretty big, so you're gonna need the extra to wrap and tie it. Once you've done that, get out on the step and start working your way down. I'll be talking to you as you descend.
Okay, we've got plenty of rope down there.
Okay, good. Check one last time to make sure your harness is tight.
Yeah, it's all good.
All right, it's time to step out there and dance with the wind.
Would that be a two-step or a waltz?
You'll have to ask her after you get out there.
Okay, I'm ready.
Watch your step now. That first one's a doozy.
Huh? Doing just fine. So far. Oh, and whatever you do, please try not to let the chopper rock or sway. I really don't feel much like becoming a human pendulum.
Don't you worry about none of that. This thing's steady as a rock. Skipping across a pond.
Now wait just a cotton-picking minute here. I may be brave, but I'm no stuntman. The last thing I want is to barf on an already irritated Sasquatch. There's no way to start a relationship, you know.
Okay, I'll hold her still. For a minute.
Oh, shut up. Okay, here goes. Geronimo!
Go ahead and jump. Might as well jump, jump. Go ahead and jump.
All right, I'm clear of the chopper. Just hold her steady.
Will do.
I still don't see any movement out of him yet.
I really hope we're not too late.
Yeah, me too. That would be awful. Okay, I've got about 80 feet to go now. So far, so good.
Just make sure as you work your way down the rope, don't let it have any slack. Because if you do, and then it tightens up again with your weight behind it, the jerk could cause the chopper to tip.
Hey, are you calling me a jerk?
Well, that's open for interpretation.
You know, if it weren't for the fact that right now you are in control of whether I live or die out here, I might just have something to say about that.
I can't wait to hear it. Okay, how you doing?
Oh, I'm getting there. About 40 feet to go now. I still don't see any movement at all. These people are too tough to just die out here after an hour in the snow. My guess is he just passed out from hypothermia.
That's very possible.
Whoa, what happened up there? That dropped me a good 5 or 6 feet all at once.
Sorry, buddy, just a little hot air under pressure venting from the engine.
Well, if you're gonna vent, do it on your own time, not while I'm hanging down here like a puppet on a string. Phew. I think that just took about 5 years off my life.
Just take a deep breath, Jerry. Just relax and restabilize yourself. You'll be okay. You've only got a few more feet to go.
Yeah, I'm getting close now. About 35 feet. I can actually see ice crystals all over his face and body. He's definitely been out here quite a while. My guess is several hours. Okay, about 20 feet. 15. 10. 5. Touchdown.
Okay, first thing is to tie the rope around the tree so I can pull it off him.
Good God almighty, this is the first time I've ever been this close to one of them. I never dreamed in all my life I'd get a chance to...
Jerry, this is no time to let your emotions get the best of you. We have a job to do. You have to focus here.
Right. Okay, I'm getting the rope around the tree. It's gonna take just a minute here. Okay, the rope is secured. Go ahead and pull it up and get it out of here.
Okay, the tree is taken care of. That's step one. Now, look for any signs of life. Check for air coming out of his nose and mouth. Look for chest movement.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see or feel anything. No breath. No chest movement. My God, we're too late.
Jerry, are you absolutely sure? Check again. You might have missed it.
I already checked twice. There's nothing there.
Oh, I can't believe it. We're too late.
I can't believe it either. The other pilot who found him said he let out a huge roar when he saw him. And that was just over an hour ago. He must have died just in the last few minutes.
Jerry?
Oh my God, why? Why did it have to happen this way? Of all the ways to die, why this way?
Jerry, remember, we still have a job to do. I'm lowering the bassinet.
Yeah, I see it.
When he gets to you, I want you to make sure all the straps are wrapped around him. Once that's done, I'll cinch it up and pull him out of there. Then you grab the rope he went down on, and I'll pull you aboard.
Yeah, sure.
Jerry, we did our very best. We couldn't have tried any harder.
I know. I just wish that... I don't know.
Okay, here comes the bassinet. Watch those straps now. You don't have to do a lot, just sort of babysit the thing and make sure they wrap all the way around him.
Yeah, it's working. Everything's moving smoothly. Oh, God, I just can't believe he's dead.
Jerry, remember, focus. Focus.
I know. Everything's secure. Wait a minute. There's one strap on his arm that isn't quite...
Jerry, what is it?